Pokemon games are the core of the Pokemon franchise. With over 480 million copies sold worldwide as of 2023, the Pokemon games have been a historic success, leaving the franchise in second place, only behind the Mario titles. Without the success of the games, it can easily be determined that Pokemon would be nowhere near the success it's experienced since its inception. Over the years, some classic games have come out, and it's only normal for many over the years to take on the job of trying to rank them. Well, that's what we're doing today. Here are the top 5 Pokemon games of all time. Before we get into it, how are we defining best? We'll be looking at 5 main factors, being the storyline, gameplay, art style, musical score, and the Pokemon involved in the games. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any content. Alright, let's get into it. Kicking off our list, we have the first remakes in the series being Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green for the Game Boy Advance. Releasing in 2004, these games were a remake of the first Pokemon games released in Japan being Red and Green. I'll try to remove my bias when talking about these games, but these games have so much going for them. First off, the storyline is simple but engaging. 10-year-old kid, get a starter and a Pokédex, annoying rival, stop a massive criminal organization which business model depends on the extortion of animals, 8 gym badges, complete. While this storyline is basic, it doesn't suffer from being overly complex and it fits well for being a children's game. The art style of Generation 3 really does the original Gen 1 Pokemon some justice, and the graphics I believe hold up quite well considering the games are almost 20 years old at this point. The gameplay is your typical Pokemon game with no real changes from Ruby and Sapphire, which released a couple of years prior. The musical score in this game is almost perfect, especially the final champion score, which is one of the best tracks in the franchise. The game does have its flaws though. It can get bogged down with the tutorials, with the game sometimes treating the player like an idiot, with things such as the Teachy TV, but it's not overwhelming. The layout of the region being Kanto in this instance is okay. Areas such as the Seaform Islands, Power Plant, and Cinnabar Island give the region some diversity, but a lot of the routes to the south of Lavender Town can feel like a punish to get through. One welcomed addition was the introduction of the Sevi Islands. While the aftergame storyline isn't the greatest, it at least gives the player something meaningful to do post-game, while granting access to some Pokemon from Johto. Overall, these games really laid the platform for how a remake should be done, and this is why it earns a place at number 5. Jumping into number 4, we have Pokemon Platinum, released on the DS back in 2008. Pokemon Platinum is a captivating addition to the Pokemon franchise that takes players on an exhilarating journey through the picturesque Sinnoh region. Released as an enhanced version of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, this game offers a wealth of new features and improvements, making it a must-play for both newcomers and longtime fans of the series. One of the standout elements of Pokemon Platinum is its enhanced storyline. The game introduces a compelling narrative that delves deeper into the Sinnoh region's lore, bringing a sense of mystery and excitement to the gameplay. As the protagonist, you embark on a quest to thwart the plans of Team Galactic, an antagonistic group with malicious intentions. The expanded story offers more character development, engaging encounters, and unexpected plot twists, keeping players thoroughly engaged throughout their adventure. Graphically, Pokemon Platinum is a significant improvement over its predecessors. The updated visual breathed new life into the Sinnoh region, presenting vibrant landscapes, intricate city designs, and detailed Pokemon sprites. The battle animations are more fluid and dynamic, adding a sense of energy to every encounter. The graphical enhancements contribute to an immersive experience, making the game visually appealing and satisfying to explore. Another noteworthy addition is the Battle Frontier, a challenging post-game facility that offers a diverse range of battle formats. This feature provides a substantial amount of content for players to enjoy even after completing the main storyline. More so, the Distortion World was a really cool idea and change of pace for the Pokemon series, making the encounter with Giratina that more intimidating and fun. The score in this game is close to perfection, with tracks such as Snow Point City being an instant classic and Cynthia's final champion theme being probably the best champion track in the franchise. The challenge of these games is definitively higher than in previous generations, with Cynthia widely regarded as the hardest champion in the series. These games are not perfect though, with the pacing being a significant issue. While it's nowhere near as bad as Diamond and Pearl's pacing, it still wasn't significantly improved in Platinum. Also, while they did introduce more fire types in the game, there's still not a whole lot to choose for. But overall, this game has so much to offer, and is deservedly placed at number 4. Sliding into number 3, we have Pokemon Emerald, released in 2005 for the Game Boy Advance. Pokemon Emerald stands as a timeless gem in the Pokemon franchise, offering an exceptional adventure through the vibrant and diverse Hoenn region. Released as an enhanced version of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Emerald brings numerous improvements, captivating gameplay, and an immersive storyline that makes it a must-play for both fans and newcomers to the series. One of the most significant enhancements in Pokémon Emerald is the expanded storyline. The game still features the evil teams introduced in Ruby and Sapphire, the enigmatic organizations called Team Magma and Team Aqua, whose opposing goals add depth and complexity to the narrative. Pokémon Emerald would have had a significant challenge in bringing the two teams into the same storyline, but I feel it was pulled off well, and the teams don't feel they are placed in for the sake of it. The player's journey is not only about collecting badges and becoming a Pokémon champion, however, but also involves thwarting the schemes of these two groups and preserving the balance of nature in the region. The engaging storyline keeps players invested, offering memorable encounters along the way, with the most significant being the awesome cutscene between Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza. The region of Hoenn is yet again featured in this game, and it is visually stunning and diverse as ever. The improved graphics and vibrant colour palette compared to Ruby and Sapphire breathe life into the environment. From lush forests and expansive oceans to towering mountains and bustling cities. The attention to detail is evident in every corner of the region, making exploration a visually captivating experience. We cannot forget to talk about the awesome score, making travel anywhere in the region awesome to experience. Furthermore, Pokémon Emerald introduces the Battle Tower, where trainers can engage in challenging battles against formidable opponents to test their skills. It provides an avenue for players to refine their strategies and build powerful teams, adding an extra layer of depth to the gameplay. This gives the player plenty of stuff to do after beating the Elite Four. Additionally, Emerald also features a secret boss fight with Ruby and Sapphire champion Steven Stone, functioning as the true boss fight at the end of the game. The addition of the Battle Frontier and Battle Tower combined with a deep and engaging storyline makes Pokémon Emerald one of the most content-rich entries in this franchise. The game strikes a great balance between challenging battles, exploration, and an immersive narrative, ensuring hours of enjoyable gameplay. For these reasons, it earns a place at number 3. Flying into number 2, we have Pokémon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, released in 2009 for the Nintendo DS. Pokémon Heart Gold and Soul Silver captures the essence of nostalgia and adventure, offering an unforgettable journey through the beloved Johto region. As enhanced remakes of the classic Pokémon Gold and Silver games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver managed to reignite the magic of the originals, while introducing a host of new features and improvements. One of the standout features of Heart Gold and Soul Silver is the attention to detail in faithfully recreating the Johto region. From the picturesque Cherry Grove City to the majestic Blackthorn City, every town and route is meticulously designed and brimming with personality. The game boasts stunning visuals, updated graphics, and vibrant colours that breathe new life into the nostalgic landscapes, capturing the beauty and charm of the original game. This is best felt in Ecruteak City, which in my opinion is the best Pokemon city to date. It perfectly captures a traditional Japanese city and adds so much lore to the Johto region. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver execute perfectly not to lose this feel. The soundtrack of these games perfectly add to the experience, such as the soundtrack for Ecruteak City and the legendary themes for Ho-Oh and Lugia. Speaking of these legendaries, encountering these in these games is probably the best experience of any Pokemon game. The build up to catching Ho-Oh and Lugia is done to perfection, really involving Japanese culture and Pokemon lore to build up the encounter. One of the most famous additions to these games is the innovative feature of Pokemon following the player character. This feature was absent in previous generations, besides Pikachu and Pokemon Yellow, but make a triumphant return in these remakes. Having your Pokemon companion follow you in the overworld not only enhances the bond between trainer and Pokemon, but also adds a layer of immersion and nostalgia. It's a heartwarming experience to see your beloved team member faithfully by your side throughout your entire adventure. Most notably, however, Heart Gold and Soul Silver reintroduced the ability to revisit the Kanto region after completing the Johto storyline. These games are largely known for their epic aftergame, and this is why. This nostalgic journey allows players to explore familiar locations, challenge gym leaders from the original Pokemon Red and Green games, and ultimately face off against arguably the hardest opponent in any mainline Pokemon game, being Red, the original trainer from Red and Green. The inclusion of Kanto adds depth, longevity, and a wonderful sense of completion to the overall experience. You have the ability after the game to capture legendary Pokemon such as Groudon and Kyogre, depending on which version you're playing, as well as a host of other legendaries via events, which are still accessible to this day if you know what you're doing. These games are not without their flaws, however. The level curve in these games is still a miss, an issue present in the original titles. Furthermore, many of the awesome Pokemon such as Tyranitar and Houndoom introduced in these games aren't available till the post-game, which is a massive disappointment that should have been fixed in the remakes. In saying this, however, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are masterfully crafted remakes that pay homage to the cherished Gold and Silver games, while introducing new features and improvements. With their faithfully recreated Johto and Kanto regions, the Pokemon following feature, and a build-up to the legendary encounter, these games offer an enchanting and nostalgic journey for both longtime fans and newcomers alike. For these reasons, it earns a place at number 2. And topping our list at number 1 we have Pokemon Black and White 2. These games really set the benchmark for what a Pokemon game should look like. Black 2 and White 2 were released in 2012, 2 years after their predecessors Black and White. Black and White 2 are unique in the fact that they are not just enhanced versions, but also sequels. Pokemon Black and White 2 breathed new life into the Unova region, delivering a captivating and feature-packed experience that expands upon the foundation established by their predecessors. Building upon the solid gameplay mechanics and engaging storyline of Pokemon Black and White, these sequels offer a fresh journey filled with an exciting new content. The journey follows a different pattern in the region, avoiding the game from becoming as linear as the previous editions and not as repetitive. But the main thing these games have going for them is their story. The game follows the events of the previous game with new characters, new storylines, and new and updated areas to explore. The storyline revolves around Neo Team Plasma, the evil organization looking at taking over the world. They pose the moral questions and ethics surrounding Pokemon capturing and battling, making you question the morality of it all. The storyline also features cool twists and turns which I won't spoil for those of you who have yet to play the game. Graphically, this game is stunning, with the Pokemon having moving animations in battle, stunning 3D cutscenes, and environments that change with the season, immersing you in the world unlike any other games that came before. There were so many features added to this game, such as Wi-Fi rooms to battle all over the world, hidden grottos where you can catch rare and unique Pokemon, and the Pokemon World Tournament where you could battle previous gym leaders and champions such as Misty, Volkner, Giovanni, Cynthia, Lance, and Steven. The game also featured the largest regional decks for the time, allowing you to catch so many Pokemon available in previous generations. The soundtrack was also amazing, often contributing to the immersive feel of the region and building up the bigger battles of the franchise. It's hard not to acknowledge the fantastic iteration these games are to the franchise, really cementing what makes a good Pokemon game. For these reasons, it rightfully earns a place at number 1. So that's our list. If you enjoy, please remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing. If you enjoy Pokemon rankings, feel free to check out the playlist in the top right card on screen now. If I missed any entrants or you have some rankings you'd like me to cover, comment down below as I'd love to hear them. Alright everyone, have a good one.